BS Show, Season 3, Episode 18. Sean Gankhurst with Adam Tiny and Justin Chasmar, as always. Boys, finally back on the winning end last week. 6-2-1 brings our overall record to 67, 66-1. Pretty impressive how close to 500 we are at this point of the year. But, hey, we got a couple more weeks left, some playoffs. We can launch that up and make the record look good to close out the season. But Week 16 starting on Christmas Day. Fantasy team back in the championship. Chaz, you got another one back in the championship. Adam, your belt is over. Sorry.
You've been waiting a long time to say that. Fair enough.
I haven't waited a long time. The thing is, it sucks. I probably should have waited until next week to see what would have happened. But I didn't want to talk too soon. I want to at least get to the championship game first.
Yeah.
Got the door still open for me when I say it, at least. But one day I might see it. But how are we feeling this week, boys? What's up?
First of all, it would be almost as impressive to win 4 in a row than lose 4 championships or whatever you've done for the last 5 years. Almost as impressive. But we're doing good. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, boys. We got some big game on Friday.
Massive game. Good to be back on track a little bit, get the record above 500 again. Hopefully can close out this year with a couple good weeks and get this overall record looking a little better.
That's right. And to start off with the Gonzo Christmas Day special, too. Love to see it. Big game in New Orleans here, hosting the Vikings. Saints 7-point favorites at home off the loss to Kansas City. Over under 51.5. Chaz Gonzo, throughout his 3 years, has never lost 2 in a row. Another winning record this year, but last pick of the season, he has a chance to lose 2 in a row. So we got to hope he avoids that. And who is he on?
Yeah, we really wish he hit last week with the Raiders.
Yeah.
Scored a touchdown in overtime. We would have not been in the situation, but 11-5 on the year so far. Another great year from him. He is closing the year out with another favorite. He's going with the Saints -7. And
God.
I love it. I honestly might have went against him here if he went with the Vikings, because the Saints are coming off 2 losses at home in a Christmas, obviously a huge game for them, still playing for a bye, and they owe the Vikings a loss here. The last 2 times out, the Vikings beat them. Obviously the playoff miracle, and then last year with the Kyle Rudolph touchdown in New Orleans to knock them out of the playoffs again. I think the Saints are due here. I think Drew Brees, another week or a week in now, he got off the rust last week against KC. I think they come out ready to play. I'll take the Saints to put up points here. I'll take them 33-20.
Wow, it's big, 33-20. First of all, it's getting to the point where I watch these games and I'm just thinking how Gonzo's doing, like I was thinking on Thursday that I'll be thinking that on Friday. I agree. This is a revenge game for the Saints here. I don't think Kirk Cousins or the offense of the Vikings is going to be the reason they lose this game, because say what you want about Kirk Cousins, he's played well this year, and he went into New Orleans with fans last year, won this playoff game, and, played well. So I don't think he's the reason. Did you guys see that video of Justin Jefferson? Like he was opening the end zone and he didn't throw it, and you hear him say goddamn ball. It's
Fuck.
So funny. Yeah, it's like so clear he said that. But anyway, Gank, I know for fantasy this is a big one for you, but I like the over here too, man. I think this is going to be a fun football game, as we say. And Saints get a little bit of revenge here. I will go 35. We'll go 35-24 New Orleans.
I put more points more than me, bud.
Yeah, you did. And I'm kind of with you guys here on the Saints and over also. And I have no problem with this game going over. Yes, big game for fantasy for me. But the thing I like about that is my big game is, he's got Viking players. And I'm kind of with Chaz where I think the Vikings will be able to score, but I don't think they go up too much. Chaz has them scoring 20 points. I think that's roughly the right number. And, hopefully you can limit some fantasy days about that. But, yeah, I'm with Chaz too, where I think the Saints are kind of heat-seeking revenge in this one here against the Vikings. Tough loss to the Saints last week against Kansas City. Tried to battle back late in that one, couldn't get it done. But back home again this week against the Viking team, I think they're better than Saints defense hope comes a little ready to play, a little extra steam. I mean, it was Kansas City, but they did just allow over 30 points. So hopefully they crack down a little. I do think they're good. Hopefully they can slow the Vikings a bit. I do think the game goes over because I think the Saints are, like I said, they come out ready, a little revenge game and put up enough points to make this one go over the 51.5. Hopefully the Vikings stay at that 17 to 20 point range I think they're at. But I'm with you guys. I got the Saints 35-20.
Let's have a fun football game on Christmas, huh?
Let's have it. Let's go to Saturday now. 3 games this Saturday, starting off in Detroit. Lions 9.5 point underdogs at home against the Buccaneers here. Another high over under. There's only a couple over unders in the 50s this week. Got 2 right here to start the show, and then 2 more as the show goes on. This one's set at 54 here. And I actually want to take the Lions at home to cover 9.5. I don't think they're going to win the game. I'm not going to pick them to win the game, but 9.5 seems like a big number. And Matt Stafford is playing some pretty damn good football. And as much as people have always tried to tell me about Matt Stafford, I never really bought into him too much. But this year is the first year I'm seeing where I think he's actually better than what I've been giving him credit for. A lot of people, like, I hear their arguments, a Hall of Fame argument, saying he's just Rob being on a bad team. I think that's a little much personally. But I think he's playing well enough to keep them in this game against the Buccaneers team that has been very up and down throughout the season. Over unders 54, it says it. Obviously, I do expect a lot of points. I think we all will. But 9.5 is too big of a spread. Give me the Bucs to win, Lions to cover. And another fun football game here. I'll go 31-24.
Okay, I got the exact same score, my man. The problem with the Bucs is they just don't seem to blow teams out, and they let them hang around. Weren't they down like 2 touchdowns at half last week, I think? And of course, Brady came back against the Falcons. Brady came back, no surprise. but I just, Lions keeping it close. It scares me because Detroit's defense gave up 33 points to Mitch. So, I mean, Brady, who knows what's happening there. But Matt Stafford can score, and the Bucs defense, their secondary just keeps getting beat left and right. I don't know. I thought they were good earlier in the year, but they make big plays in the end of the games, but they give up a ton of yards and a ton of points. So, like you said, I think this is a close one and stays within a 1-possession game. So I'll go 31-24 Tampa Bay.
Do you see the Falcons tweet after that game?
Oh, what'd they say?
They had like that Muppet meme where he's like looking at like the picture, like at the screen, the one picture, and then the other one is just like him looking away.
That's good.
Like, yep.
I'm gonna go against you guys here. I'm gonna take the Bucs, and I think they came out slow last week. Obviously played a bad half, but what we saw in the second half in that offense, we saw that offense click on all cylinders. I mean, AB had his breakout game. Mike Evans went over 100 yards. Godwin found the end zone. Fournette, I think, had 2 touchdowns. When this offense is clicking, they are very hard to stop. And we just saw the Lions give up, 45 to the Titans. I think the Bucs are going to put up a lot of points in this game. And the Lions have been my team this year, and I've always said they can score. And that's why I take them a lot to cover. But I think the Bucs here are just going to score too many for the Lions to keep pace. So I'm going to take the Bucs to win, cover, and I'll take them 35-21.
High scoring games to start.
Yes, sir.
Fun start. Now we get to this middle Saturday game that's on Amazon Prime or some shit. You have to find a way to watch it. You see that? I'm not kidding. Apparently,
yeah, I did.
Stream it.
Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah. Guess I'll have to get that for a fucking game. But anyways, we got the Cardinals 5.5 point favorites at home against the Niners here, over under 48.5. Adam, another 5.5 point spread here. Maybe we'll keep this one in the back pocket if we disagree. Do we have a running of the balls pick yet?
Saints are running.
The Saints are running, right?
Saints are running.
That's what I thought. Okay. Let's see what we do here, because once again, I'm going to take the dog that's getting 5.5 points in this one. I do think Arizona's to squeak this one out at home. I mean, Niners down to CJ Beathard again, but it sounds like they might get his favorite tight end back in George Kittle. And I think the Niners can somewhat keep up, but I do think their defense is always good enough to keep them in games, especially a divisional game where their spread's at 5.5. I think that's a little high. But I just think the Cardinals a little bit too much. Great game from Kyler Murray last week. If he can just follow that up a little bit and play somewhat decent, it should be enough to beat this Niners team, and I think he does. So give me the Cardinals to win, Niners to cover. I'll go 24-21.
Gank, I'm with you again. We just agreed on the first 3 games. I'm not sure that happens a lot, but I see this as an NFC West matchup. The Cardinals beat them earlier in the year, 24-20, and the Niners are out of the playoffs. But Kyle Shanahan, I think, believes his team can win this game, and I think the Niners think they can win. I'm not going to pick them to go and win outright. I wouldn't be shocked, but 5.5 is too much here. Cardinals, yes, they just beat the Eagles, who did not cover for me. Classic. Should have known we were all on the birds. But I should have known we were all on the birds. Yeah, should have, of course. But I don't see this being a touchdown game. I see it more of a field goal, 4-point game. And I think the Niners keep it close. They can run the ball pretty well. I think they can stop Kyler a little bit just to contain him. And I'll go similar score, Gank, 24-20, Arizona.
This one's scary, but we're running with the Bulls.
Niners are running.
CJ Beathard
is running with the Bulls.
Yeah. I was off the boat. I locked against the Niners last week with the boys. But I think this week, like Gank said, CJ Beathard starting. They just lost Mostert. Obviously, Debo is just went IR, but they get George Kittle back. And I think CJ Beathard and Jeff Wilson's probably going to get the start. I think it's a couple guys that want to prove himself and play well. I think honestly, I think they're going to be more motivated to play this week than they were last week with new guys coming in, George Kittle coming back. I don't think the Cardinals are still really that good. I don't think their defense is that good, and it's a divisional game. So I think the Niners and like AFC or NFC West game, I think this game's going to stay close. I have the same score as Gank. I'm going to go 24-21 Cards.
Wow, we all have the same score too.
Yeah.
Something. All right, Saturday night. Let's go to Vegas now. Raiders 3-point underdogs at home to Adams Dolphins here. Over under 47.5. Adam, I'm gonna let you take this one to start.
Hey, I'll always take the Fins first. That's fine.
Yeah.
Me and Chaz loved them last week. Chazzy locked them, and they did not play great, but they found a way to cover as the Fins do. Nothing new there. This seems like a trap game if the Raiders were healthy and playing well, but I don't know what's going on with the Las Vegas Raiders. Mariota starting, he's got something to prove, but I think the Fins defense is too good. I don't think the Raiders win this game. I think Dolphins win. And I think they cover as well. The Fins just find a way, and I'm not going to hop off the train until they give me a reason to, because I learned the hard way earlier in the year to not do that. So give me the Fins. I think by a touchdown here. I'll go 27-20 Miami.
All right, well, this one ain't going to be running with the Bulls because I'm going to take the Raiders +3 at home here, and I'm going to take them and win the game outright, actually. Obviously, Miami, they impressed me this year, Adam. They come around. It's been a long year and a half, but the Dolphins are right where Adam knew they'd be, huh?
Yeah, baby.
Best part is, too, the Dolphins, as of right now, also with the Texans pick, is number 6 overall in the draft. So
Unreal.
Just keep that in mind with this team. But that said, I still think this Raiders team is good. They kind of been two totally different teams than what we've seen the first 10 weeks of the season compared to the past couple. But I think this Raider team still play well at home. Obviously, huge matchup in terms of the whole wild card battle going on in the AFC. But I think the Raiders need it a little more at home. I think they find a way to get it. The Dolphins defense is good. I do think they contain a Raiders offense that has been pretty good all year. But at the same time, I'm still not completely all in on Tua. I think that's more so the defense making this team more whole. I don't know if I trust him as much here, but it's more a gut feeling. Give me the Raiders winning this one against Miami. I'll go 24-23.
Yep, Gank, I'm right there with you. Taking the Raiders to cover, taking them to win too. So I think the Raiders are kind of due here for a win. I mean, they've played bad the last couple of weeks. They should have pulled it out last week in overtime against the Chargers. But in the game that's it's a playoff game for obviously the Raiders because they have to win. It's a huge game for the Dolphins too. As a Ravens fan, I'm rooting hard for the Raiders this week. So I might be a little biased on this. But I think Mariota getting a start here. He's obviously something to prove. He's playing for a contract for next year, and he looked decent last week. I mean, he made a lot of plays with his legs, so we'll see how he follows it up here. I think the Dolphins played a bad game last week. They got lucky. They ran into an even worse team than the Patriots. I think the Raiders here are going to get it done. Also, first time in NFL history, two quarterbacks born in Hawaii are going to play against each other. So, all the whole Hawaii faithful are going to be tuned into this one. But give me the Raiders to win at home, 28-27.
Big battle.
Hey, we love the Hawaiian fan base on the BS show, first of all.
Yep.
But have you guys watched the Raiders defense? It is horrific. They can't stop anybody.
Do you know who else who really has not been that good in the pocket? Tua. He's done nothing flashy. He's done nothing to excite me to let me think that this Dolphins offense is elite.
Last week was brutal. That game.
If the Dolphins defense wasn't so good, putting Tua in these positions, like I don't know. I think there's a lot of question marks about him. I don't think he's that good right now. And the best part is, it's like you look at what they've done in Bama. They're taking Jalen Hurts right now over Tua. That's for sure.
I do not agree with that, but okay.
I take Jalen Hurts right now.
Bro, Jalen Hurts has played 2 games against the Cardinals. Like, I'm not.
And I've seen him do better things I've seen Tua do.
Yeah, but they're not. Tua's not put in that position, so he doesn't have to do that. I think Tua could do that if he needed to.
I don't think
he just doesn't need to.
I don't think he can. We'll see.
I've been high on Tua for a while. I think he's legit franchise Q. So
I was kind of high on Tua too. I always thought he was probably better than Hurts, but right now I'm starting to lean the other way. We'll see what Tua does though, because he might have to keep up in this game.
True.
By the way, Derek Carr, do we have a timetable on him? Is his injury like that serious or?
So it was limited,
like 10 to 14 days or something.
10 to 14 days.
I mean, it's a groin, so you don't know how that's gonna.
Yeah, I don't know how you bounce back from that. Like, you can't.
I mean, they lose this week. He's obviously not playing next week. So.
Yeah, no. If they win this week, then you push it or. All right. Let's get to the Sunday games now. We're starting off in Kansas City. Another over/under at 50 here. We only got one more after this one. This one at 53.5. Chiefs 10.5-point favorites at home. We're against your Falcons, Chaz, and I'm going to let you start with this one now, too. How are you feeling about the Falcons going into Kansas City? They're excited me pre-show because I know you said I'm going to like what I have to hear about the Chiefs. Need a big game from Mahomes and Hill, but now I want to know what I'm going to hear.
Yeah, I'm just going to say Falcons, they covered last week. That's a great team.
They did.
Great teams cover.
They love blowing lead, but hey, they hung on to cover. With that being said, Gank, I told you pre-show I had a good feeling about the Chiefs this week, and I think the last 5-6 weeks they've played games. They've won all of them, but they've all been close. I think this is the week that they blow the top off this Falcons team, who just is coming off, I think, what was the final blow to their season this year, with that second half collapse to Tampa Bay last week. Chiefs at home clinched the 1 seed with a bye. I think this offense wants to get that bye out of the way. I think they're going to come out hot, and I think they're going to put up a lot of points. So I am all in on the Chiefs this week, minus the 10.5. Give me the Chiefs 38-20.
This is crazy to me because I feel like if anyone would love the Falcons getting 10.5 points, it would be Chaz on the show.
And I could not be further off than this week.
The thing with this game, I actually think the Falcons will cover this. And I don't think I'm that crazy because I feel like there's 2 ways this goes. The Chiefs, like you said, Chaz, come in and just blow, like they're up 24-0 at half. Or the Falcons come out for some reason with some reason to play. Sometimes they do. And they keep it close. And for some reason, the Falcons just choose when they want to play and don't. Usually the first half of games. And the Chiefs, like you said, they really haven't covered. And they've obviously looked very good because they're the Chiefs. But I think 10.5 is too many points. I think the Chiefs will cruise in this game, but the Falcons will keep it close and they will cover because that's what the Falcons do. So give me 31-21 Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm actually with Adam where I think the Falcons cover. And I'm kind of with you too, Chaz. It's funny because I I do think the Chiefs are going to come out and kind of, blow his top off. I actually also had the Chiefs scoring 38 points in this game. But I think I'm kind of with Adam, too. I think the Falcons might come out and play a little and somewhat keep up. I think it's going to be way too much for the Falcons. I do think the Chiefs at one point do have a 3-score lead. But 10.5 in this Falcons offense seems like a lot against the Chiefs defense that I think is better than what most people give them credit for. But it's also still not that great. And when it's all said and done, I do think the Chiefs come out, can run away, but the Falcons somewhat keep up. I got a very high scoring game here. Got the Chiefs scoring 38 also, and I think the hook and plus 10.5 kid. Give me the Falcons with 28.
Okay, how many points you got in that game? Was that 38 plus 28?
Yeah.
66 points. That's awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah.
This doesn't have to do with this week, but I heard this this week, and it was kind of crazy. The Chiefs this year so far went into Baltimore and won, went into Buffalo and won, went into Tampa Bay and won, went into Miami and won, went into New Orleans and won.
I saw that too, Chaz. Yeah.
I mean,
what?
they're not winning games by a lot, but they're winning these games, and those were all on the road.
What more can
Is
you
there
do?
a loss? They were home when they lost to Oakland, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's incredible, too.
I mean, no fans. Like, it's a different home game than it was.
No, there's Kansas City has a few fans, but yeah, still. It is.
Yeah,
it is,
it's
but
I mean,
divisional game. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Chaz,
Still.
that stat is wild. Like, how many more teams? They went in Buffalo, who is
Super
probably
Bowl,
their big.
Super Bowl odds, they're like plus 170. Everyone else is like plus 400 or more.
Couldn't win the ball.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I might bet them to win the. I did it this year, and they're always going to be favorites, so it's like just not tempting to bet. But like, if you bet them to win the ball the next 5 years, you're probably coming out with some profit.
Bro, we're looking at the kind of Patriots dynasty where they'll probably get a bye most years and go to the championship game. Like,
It could
I
be
mean,
better. I think it
it's
could be better. Yeah.
let's see.
The only thing is, it might be a better shorter term dynasty. Because the Patriots they've been running for like 20 years before. Like, this might be the year you can officially say it ends once Brady left and everything.
Yeah.
And like, we watched it for 20 years. This could be like, the 10-year special.
No, I agree. I mean, they could win. They could easily win like 2 or 3 or 5. Like, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah.
That's how good they are.
Yeah. Let's get to your Bears. Speaking of dynasties, Bears 7.5 point favorites on the road. Road favorites minus 7.5. The Bears in Jacksonville over under 46.5. Adam, do the Bears cover this?
It's tough because I actually don't think they'll cover here. I think they win by a touchdown, and that hook kind of gets you. It kind of gets us. The tough part with the Bears, the million things, is I told you guys this before the season. They will go 8-8, 9-7, and be the 8th team out of the playoffs this year because that is what the Chicago Bears do. I've seen
It's
it. They are
lining up for that.
and I'm telling you, they might even beat the Packers week 17 when they sit guys and still be the 8th team. And it is lining up just perfectly for that. They're going to win this week. I really just think that because their defense is good enough to win this game. I mean, they lost the Lions, but the next week they blew out the Texans. I don't see this game being close, but I could see a backdoor cover by whoever starts for the Jags. And Mitch in the offense is playing great, but eventually they're going to get somewhat stopped. So I don't think the Bears cover this, but I think they win. And give me 24-17 Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, one Adam, you can thank me because ever since I said I'm not picking the Bears against the spread this year, they haven't lost. But I think keep riding with you for this one because I'm not picking the Bears. I'm not laying 7.5 with the Bears now. Give me Jacksonville getting 7.5 all week with that. I do think there's a slight chance Jacksonville can win this game outright at home, but I just don't see it. Mitch actually has been playing somewhat well since back in, and this is another defense. I think he kind of have an easy day, easy game with, pick apart a little and put up enough to win. But we're seeing enough for the Jags to know that no matter what I've been talking about all year, they find a way to cover, and they really love to find a way to do it backdoor. I think the Jags keep it close here. I think you're sweating it out, Adam, but when it's all said and done, your Bears get the win. Jags cover, though. Give me 27-23.
against you guys again. I'm taking my Bears.
Wow. Oh, my Bears. That's dangerous.
Hey, they came through for me last week, but
True.
hey, was it 4 weeks since Mitch taken over? 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Bears are averaging 31 points a game with him, and the Jags have scored 24 points total in the last 2 weeks. Add that with the fact that the Jets just lost last week and Jacksonville now owns the first pick. I can't imagine the Jags are really going to be wanting to try to keep this game close and maybe win. I think they were granted the first pick, granted Trevor Lawrence, and I don't see much motivation for them to try to win this game. 24 points over the last 2 weeks. Now they play the Bears, and I think Mitch and this offense is going to keep rolling. 31 points per game. I think they at least get 30 or 27 at worst, and I don't see the Jags scoring that many. So I will take the Bears 30-17.
You know why they're actually scoring on offense? Because they're running the ball.
Yeah,
Dave
run the ball
Montgomery.
successfully.
And you know what defense is
30
going to
carries.
stop that? The Jags.
Yeah, that is true. If there's any defense, dude, it's just incredible. I mean, why you just stop making Mitch what he is and just let him run the ball, play action? You're good.
Yeah.
Give
Chaz,
David
gonna need
Montgomery the rock. Like,
Give
I was
that
saying-
man the ball.
I was saying, Chaz, you could use one more big game from him, huh?
I would love it. Yeah. Give me another tier day like last week.
He's got a chance to
There you
do it. Incredible start. Right, the ball start winning games. It's almost like I've been preaching it on the show since he's
Yeah.
been part of it.
Play to
Just
your
run the
defense.
damn ball.
You got a
Yeah.
good defense and you just don't run the ball. Nice.
It's questionable. All right. Well, it's the time of year they get a couple of these games, and here's one of them. Bengals in Houston. Houston 8-point favorites at home. Over under 46.5. And for me, this is obviously one of those stay away from games, do not touch, because this point of the season, you really don't know what you're going to get from either team. I'm going to take Houston minus the 8 to win and cover this, certainly due to the fact that I think the Bengals had their Super Bowl last week, beat Pittsburgh, got it done, and I think they kind of got a little hangover coming to this game. And Houston at minus 8, I mean, it's not like they have a first-round draft pick. They're really not missing out on anything, so why not? Go get a win. They got nothing to lose. They're the better team. I think Watson can pick this defense apart a little bit. And because of that, I don't have much else on this game. It's a dead game. It's a meaningless game at this point of the year, but give me Houston to win and the cover. I'll take the Texans 31-17.
Gank, do not have a lot in this one either. Huge toss-up game. I looked at this. I still don't have a read on what the hell's going to happen in this game. I'll ride with Deshaun Watson. The Bengals played a great game last week, but to be fair, that might be more the Steelers just don't know where the hell they are. So I'll take a similar score to you. Deshaun Watson gets it done. Give me 27-17 Houston.
Yeah, in a game like this, we won't run because I mean, the Texans aren't good, and 8 is a lot of points. The Bengals just beat – I mean, the Steelers look really bad right now. But obviously they just beat the Steelers, and Ryan Finley actually looked okay. He made some plays with his legs, and I don't think either of these teams are good. So I think it stays somewhat close. Texans are 0-3 since they lost Will Fuller. Obviously, it's a massive loss for them. But I will take the Texans to win, but not to cover. I'll take them 23-21.
I'm so glad we don't have to run with that game.
Yeah, that's fun. That's good. How about Deshaun Watson losing Fuller and D-Hop? Just like that. They're both gone.
Yep.
The D-Hop one's kind of hilarious. Just D-Hop just goes out there and balls.
Bro,
He's leading the league in receiving now.
dude, D-Hop might go down. I don't think this is that crazy to say as like top 5 wide receiver of all time. Like he might be top 3. He is unfucking believable.
He's unbelievable.
You might.
With bad quarterbacks. Even before he had Kyler.
Yeah. The touchdown catch last week was unreal.
Dude, and that's just a normal day at the office for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that 40-yard catch down from the middle of the field, too, where he's just jumping over everyone. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Browns and the Jets. Jets coming off their first one of the season, which salty to think about. Dude, I had a 13-team parlay where I just said, fuck it. Pick something in every game, move the spread and everything. $10 bet that I was paying out 180, and the only thing that lost was the Rams money line.
Oh, I can't imagine how many people lost money because they didn't win the game.
Yeah,
Like
I
so
did.
many like money line bets were probably thrown into something.
Like I said,
But
I threw this ridiculous 13 team parlay. I moved the spreads. It was plus 1,800. Like 13 teams should be a lot more than that, but I was moving spreads and still a shot in the dark. But literally the only thing that missed is because the Rams lost to the Jets. They put $30 on the line on their money line at 1.2. That was like minus 120 just for shits and gigs. Just kind of double down on it. Nope. But anyways, let's get to the Jets here at home against Cleveland. 9.5-point underdogs, over under 47.5. And well, Jets, you got your word and have fun because I think Cleveland's kind of coming to this stadium and take care of business. So we've seen it happen before. I believe it was last year when the Jets completely forgot to cover Odell Beckham and the Browns just took a 90-yard touchdown straight to an easy victory against the Jet team. And I see another one coming this week for Cleveland. Cleveland just able to run the ball. Defense ain't bad. Myles Garrett, one of the best pass rushers in the league, turning into. And if you're able to run the ball, I think you're going to have success against the Jets team. That's obviously not that good. And the Jets, like I said, kind of similar to what I just talked about with the Bengals. Jets might have just had their Super Bowl at their lone win. I don't think they're expecting much more. The Browns have a lot of hype with this season going on, looking for their first playoff appearance in forever. And I think they just kind of come out, dominate the game. Jets got their win, but enjoy, Jet fans. That's what you get. No more wins, no more covers. Browns 27-10.
Gank, I love the Browns this week. I think the spread is inflated is the right word for the Jets side because they just beat the Rams, who my Rams, that's a bad one for them. But you know what, like every year, the Jets, they're going to win a game, but Cleveland is a very different team than the Rams where they will just run the ball until you cannot stop them. And I don't think they'll be able to stop them. So I like the Browns here to win. I like them to cover big. And possible lock moving forward. We'll see if it's still around. So give me 24-10 Cleveland.
Yeah, we're running on this one, boys. I'm with the Browns.
Nice.
I don't think they're going to play around here. I think this is a game that they know they need and will get. I think the Jets royally messed up last week in winning. But the Browns, if they win and the Colts beat the Steelers, sets up an AFC North title game next week in Cleveland. So the Steelers open that door. So the Browns obviously are going to take care of business this week and hope for a little help by the Colts. But I'm hoping that happens. But let's go Browns 28-17.
They're running.
How many teams are we running with? Is that 3 or 4?
I think I only got Saints, Niners, Browns so far.
3. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right. Possibly best day game Sunday prior to the Sunday night game coming right here. Indy and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 1.5-point underdogs at home. Over under 44.5. And this line's very fishy to me. Pittsburgh team that's obviously been very good all year up until the last 3 weeks. Still 11-3, now 1.5-point underdogs at home against a Colts team that it's also been good this year, but I still don't know what I'm getting from the Colts at all. With that said, you got two defenses that both look very good and at other times questionable. And both these teams I don't have a read on. So I'm going to go with my gut preseason where I think the Steelers could be the better team than the Colts. I'm going to take them at home to win this game outright. Things will be a little low scoring game. Over under 44.5. I kind of got it right at that number right there, but give me the Steelers 24-20. I think the defense just makes 1 or 2 more plays than the Colts defense does.
I'm going to take the Steelers here pretty confidently. I'll be honest, when they first lost to Washington, I didn't think it was a big deal. Clearly, that something's going on there, but eventually they're going to figure it out. And I know that they don't want to set up an AFC North matchup next week, Chaz, like you said, although that'd be very fun to watch on week 17. I think that they win this game. The Colts might have one of those games they come out and not play well. I think Phillip Rivers struggles. And, you buy low with the Steelers. They're still a good team. They just had a couple bad weeks, I think. So I'm going to take them to win. I do like the over here a little more, but I'll go 28-21 Pittsburgh.
Yep, we're running again, boys. And I think, I mean, I said I was hoping for this, but for the Ravens' sake, we need a Steelers win here. They need the Colts to lose. So, but I think the Steelers, like I said, if they lose, it sets up an AFC North title game next week in Cleveland, and I don't think they win that game. I think this is the game that they have to win if they want to win the North, which is insane to say after they start 11-0. But I don't think the Colts. I mean, we've talked about the Colts all year. Like, are they good? Are they not? What is this defense? And last week, once again, against the Texans, they were a drop at the 1 yard line as the guy was going into the end zone to go to overtime. So I think the Steelers here are absolute desperate at home, finish off the AFC North, lock that up, and I will take them 20-17.
Chaz, you got a desperate team at home. I know you're fired up about that.
Yep. a desperate 11-3 team.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Chaz picks first in the locks. We'll see where that one comes back.
Also, did you guys see the thing? Juju has 95 TikToks made this year, and his most receiving yards in a game so far.
93.
Yeah, I saw that.
They're off TikTok, bro, catch the ball.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Like Mike Tomlin let that happen. I'm surprised. Just play the game. I don't know.
All right, Chaz, it's our time. Means I need a shooter for this game coming up, right?
Oh, baby.
Let's go on a Wednesday at 2. I love it.
Mhm.
Love that.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Yeah, we got our bet here. I'm gonna have to be wearing a Ravens jersey on the show next week. But that said, Ravens 10.5-point favorites at home here against the Giants. Over under 45.5. Chaz, usually our teams, that person goes first, but this is a game, so we're going to go with the neutral party. You go first, which means it's got to be you, Adam.
The neutral party. I love that game. This is a hard game to pick. I think this spread's a stay away because the Giants could come out and keep it close, but the Ravens are also a team that blow out teams that aren't as good as them. I'm going to go with the Giants in the 10.5. I think that they cover this game because – yeah, they've struggled. I believe Danny Dimes is coming back, or do we know if he's back?
I don't think he's going to play, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think the Giants will at least contain Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens have one of those games where they don't blow teams out. Keep it close. The Giants can play with any team. Clearly, they can at least keep it close or sometimes win it, but 10.5 is too much. I'll go Ravens win, Giants cover. Give me 24-17. Somebody's still gonna go.
We ain't gonna be running with the balls here because I think the Ravens do find a way to win this game and even cover the 10.5. As much as I hate to say it, it's one of those games where I think Lamar could have kind of one of his big time games here. Giants rush defense has been very good. When you look at their defense, I mean, you see what they did to Russ, able to slow them down. And it kind of looks on paper like the Giants defense should actually be able to slow down this Ravens offense, their rush defense and Lamar. But Lamar has been playing very well the past couple of weeks. The Giants have not. I think the Giants are really going to struggle to score in this game. That's what I think the biggest difference is. With or without Daniel Jones, to be honest, I don't know how much the Giants will be able to get going against this Ravens defense. And I think Lamar is to be able to make enough plays to do enough to even cover this spread, which is a little big, but I still think he covers 10.5. I got the Ravens winning this one 24-13.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ravens here too. And I think the Giants last week, just watching that game against the Browns, they just really showed me nothing to think that this game's going to stay close. And the way the Ravens offense is playing right now, I know the Giants defense is good and it's the strong part of that team, but the Ravens are have 34 plus points in the last three games. So since Lamar's come back from COVID, this team is clicking. And I mean, last week I was scared to take them with the points. You guys called it. I'm glad you were right. The defense got right. I think they had 6 sacks on the day. So held the Jags to 14 points. I think they continue to roll here. They got to win out to make the playoffs and get a little help. So I think they continue to roll here. At home, I'll take the Ravens 31-17.
Washington. I'm gonna be wearing a Ravens jersey next week.
Yeah, I'll bring it home for you, bro.
That sounded a lot better 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was nervous.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
Gank had him going to the Super Bowl 2 weeks ago.
I didn't have that. I'm going to the Super Bowl. But the way the Ravens were looking, the way the Giants were looking
True.
2
Yeah.
weeks ago, I thought
Yeah.
this might have been like, Ravens -4, 4.5
3.5,
coming into this game.
yeah.
Yeah. Just like that, 10.5. All right, let's go to Washington. Is Haskins supposed to be starting again, or do you go to a strip club or something?
Well,
Get into trouble.
Yeah, so he just went to a strip club without a mask on. Ron Rivera cannot be pleased.
No. No. I don't think that's something.
I saw that Smith is expected to play or hopefully he'll play. I don't know.
If Smith, see, that's key though. Look at this line -1.5. If Smith's playing, I'm going to take the Washington to win this game and cover 1 in this 1.5. If not, though, I want to go Carolina. So I'll pick this game. I'm going to make this pick based on the fact that Smith's playing. I do think Washington has clearly been the better team, especially recently. This is a game at home with Alex Smith that they should win if he's on the field, and a chance to really extend themselves in the division here. But give me Washington to win. Carolina, I just don't know with this Carolina team. To be honest, I think Carolina might be bad for some years because I don't know what much they really have to work with. Just give me Washington to win, cover 23-20. Fuck it.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking on Twitter because their practice report just came out 10 minutes ago. Smith threw on the side. Haskins had all first team reps.
I mean, if Haskins is starting, Carolina probably wins a game because Haskins is that fucking bad.
Dude, yeah, that Haskins looks worse and worse every freaking.
Yeah.
Dude, every Giant fan was freaking out when they didn't pick Dwayne Haskins. I was like, dude, this guy's a mess. Obviously, like I said, I didn't know if Daniel Jones was it when the Giants picked Daniel Jones at the time. I didn't hate it. The only thing that got me by was I cared that it wasn't Dwayne Haskins. That was the one guy I just didn't want.
I mean, dude, Daniel Jones turns the ball over, but he can make the throws. I don't think Dwayne Haskins can make all the throws that a quarterback can make. But I mean, either way, go ahead, Gank. Go ahead.
I would say I'm willing to give Daniel Jones one more year because I think if he does limit the turnovers, he can be a good quarterback, especially for I think this Giants team. I think he'd be the right fit with their defense the way they're progressing. But if he keeps turning the ball over, obviously at some point you gotta be like, you can't fix it at this point. But I'll give him one more shot, see if maybe they can fix it next year.
Yeah, I mean, plus get a little more weapons around him. Like, say what you want. You know, Saquon's hurt. Like, Evan Ingram. Evan Ingram just doesn't catch the ball for some reason. But either way.
It's a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, what in the world? Either quick on the football team. I think they win. They cover. They got a lot more to play for. Wouldn't be shocked if Carolina won. Stay away game. Give me 23-20 Washington.
Yeah, I'm going to take Washington no matter who is.
They're running.
To win.
Are we running with the Bulls?
No. I'm going to take Carolina to cover.
Oh my God. Washington by 1, baby.
Let's go.
I'm going to take
Chaz,
Washington.
I don't know what your exact score is going to be, but I'm going to bet it now.
Washington clinches with a win. Giants lost. So obviously, you figure the Giants lose to the Ravens at home here against a Panther team. At home against a Panther team, Ron Rivera's old squad. I think the Washington football team can be ready to play, no matter who's the quarterback. So give me Washington 21-20.
I didn't realize that.
Bro, the funniest part of the Washington football team for me is Ron Rivera is known as such like a no nonsense, no bullshit guy. And he's got Dwayne Haskins going to strip club in the middle of Corona. He hates him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why do you think Rivera benched him?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Chaz, you said you were on Twitter looking at practice reports.
I was.
You got anything on Daniel Jones? Do I have any hope at maybe stealing a win and having a reason to play in week 17?
Ravens got a lot to play for, man. I don't know if you could steal a win from them right now.
Yeah. Giants got a lot to play for, too, though.
That's true.
I'll be honest, I don't see it. But, like, there's no shot with Colt McCoy. The Giants' offense is so one-dimensional with him. What's up?
He practiced Wednesday.
He did?
Taking first team reps.
All right. So maybe we'll get out there. Still think the Ravens beat them. Give give me a little hope for an outside shot at a win. All right, let's go to the AFC West. Denver in LA against the Chargers here. Chargers 3-point favorites at home, over under 48.5. Another one of those games, obviously, two teams don't matter at this point of the season, not much to play for. So with that said, give me Justin Herbert and the rookie trying to kind of keep momentum going. He's been playing well all year. I think he continues to play well. It is tougher defense, but I think he could do enough to get this one done here. Over under 48.5 seems a little high in this game. I almost don't hate the under, but the Chargers defense has been that bad. I do think Justin Herbert can kind of pick it apart, but with that said, Chargers win, cover 24-20.
Yeah, I actually love the Chargers this week. The Broncos don't look like they're playing much under Vic Fangio, and Anthony Lynn, the Raiders, he might save his job, boys.
We heard you, bud.
I think he listened to the pod and was like, "Oh, I better get winning. This will be 3 in a row if they get this dub." I like the Chargers this week.
To be fair, the Chargers defense is supposed to be so good, but they were just so banged up all year. Like, you give them another shot, and that defense stays healthy and it's good. The way Justin Herbert's playing, they're an instant threat.
Yeah, a guy like Herbert can save your job. Like that's the type of quarterback that saves jobs. So, I mean, they went out. I think that he might stay around. And I think it was a massive win against the Raiders last week. Justin Herbert is so legit. Bad Raiders defense, but that dude absolutely can ball, and he is big time. So I see them winning here. I feel like this game means a lot more to the Chargers than it does the Broncos. I'll go 28-21 LA.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on the Chargers. I like them a lot here too. When I did this, I didn't even see the over-under. It wasn't available. And I have the game actually at 48 points. So it's kind of weird. But I think the Broncos last week, I mean, they looked very uninterested in playing football other than Noah Fant. I mean, the receivers had like 15 yards receiving total. Drew Lock just couldn't get the ball out. And I think Justin Herbert and this Chargers team, I think they want to continue the momentum they have with this season. And I think Herbert wants to finish this season on a good note. At home here, I think they're just a better team than the Broncos. And I think they're just going to be playing more motivated than Denver. So I'll take the Chargers 27-21.
Just remember, Justin Herbert left after his junior year. He'd probably be in a Giants uniform right now.
I remember that.
Wow. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, it does.
That's
actually watching it now. So I liked Herbert coming out too. Like I
didn't really know.
Yeah. When he declared back to like go to Oregon, I was kind of like, fuck. Because he was the guy I wanted for the Giants. They picked Daniel Jones at 6. Then, like I said, I didn't hate it. But Herbert was the guy I wanted. So the second he said he was going back, I'm like, well, I guess we'll get him next year. But they drafted Daniel Jones, and that took that out of play.
I mean, some of the throws that guy makes is wild. Like
he's so good.
Slinging.
He's so good. Yeah. I hate to compare to some of the GOATs ever. Because when I do comparisons, I try to like talk ceilings. Like if guys want to hit their ceilings, the level they could reach. Justin Herbert could reach Aaron Rodgers' level if he like hits his ceiling. I was thinking
Brett Favre maybe a little more, but yeah, I mean Rodgers, yeah.
Yeah. If he hits his ceiling, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get to the key NFC West matchup here. 425 Rams in Seattle. Seahawks 1.5 point favorites at home. Over under 47.5. And this one's got to be tough to pick. I mean, you got a Rams team that comes off the brutal loss to the Jets. Brutal loss. Still don't know how the hell that happened, but they did it. You figure if the Rams win that game, the Rams, the way they've been playing, they win that game. You look at them, you think getting 1.5 against a Seahawks team that's been a little more up and down the second half of the season. You kind of love that. Now that loss makes you think about it. You look at this game 1.5 point spread, and I'm going to take Seattle at home, and it's just a big time game for us. We've done nothing but watch Russ dominate, not prime time, like this ain't a prime time game, but we've seen him dominate in prime time. And when everyone's watching big time games, we know Russ can dominate. And I think he does at home here. I do think the Rams bounce back. I think this will be an incredible football game to watch. But when it's all said and done, I'm going to take Russ over the way Jared Goff and the Rams offense has been playing recently. Give me the Seahawks to win this one, 27-24.
Ganka, I mean, I'm no surprise here. I'm taking the Rams. I think we all kind of knew that was going to happen. The Rams are a weird team where they win 3 and 4 in a row, look very good, and then they just have a horrible game. And Jared Goff plays terrible, like we saw against the Jets,
And
obviously.
he lose to the Jets.
Yeah, no, I mean,
That's
no, I completely. There's no defending that. But let's not forget. I mean, the Seahawks. Yes, they've played better, but as the defense has started playing better, Russ has now started to struggle a little more, which is kind of weird. And I don't know if Russ is going to have a lot of success against this Rams D. And this just seems like a bounce back game for the Rams. I will agree with you again. It can be a lot of fun to watch. It's a toss up. It could go either way. Great game. But I'll take the Rams to squeak one out in a late field goal. Give me 24-21 LA.
Yeah, I'm with Gank here with the Hawks. But AT, like you said, the defense has played better for Seattle, and Russ, my fantasy team has taken a hit because of it. Russ has not played that great recently.
That's bad.
Yeah, exactly. You're
Yeah,
right.
true. Yeah,
right. But I think this game, I mean, I'm obviously massive for the NFC playoff picture, huge for this division, and the Rams already beat them once. I can't see them beating Russ twice, especially Russ at home here. I just think Russ at home to a team that is coming off a loss to the Jets, obviously the Rams aren't obviously as bad as how they played last week, but I think Seattle is just going to take care of business at home. So I'll take the Hawks to win 23-17.
I mean, Adam, how are we got different?
I don't know. I feel like we've agreed on nearly everything this week.
Highly interested in betting Seattle at home. That's a good way to go.
I think Adams, a lot of the time, Adams thinking, should I bet the Rams or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. That's a tough game to bet because that's a very close game. Go ahead. Let's go on to the next one. We'll see.
Well, yeah. Next one, Philly and Dallas. Dallas 2.5-point home underdogs here. Over under 49.5. Chaz, we haven't talked much past couple of weeks about Philly radio. I like you taking these games first usually, especially this one now, actually, with Philly Dallas coming up. Look at this game a couple of weeks ago. You figure Andy Dalton's kind of been doing a little better with Dallas. You expect them to be favored, but all of a sudden Philly puts in Jalen Hurts, and this is a totally new offense, and all of a sudden they're favorites on the road in Dallas. So what's Philly thinking, and what are you thinking about this game?
Yeah, I mean, Philly's all in on Jalen Hurts. I mean, absolutely all in.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, I see too.
Yeah.
It's funny though because now, I mean, everyone's against Wentz, and it's just a lot of like talking about the money, the dead cap that's going to hit, the contract extension that hasn't even kicked in yet. So it's like they're saying it's like some of the worst money spent ever in NFL history. But with that being said, Jalen Hurts has looked good the 2 games he's played. He's given this Eagles offense a boost, a little spark, and they've been able to score points. They almost pulled off last week in Arizona. Going to a Cowboy team and 2.5-point favorites is interesting. Dallas has scored 71 points over the last 2 weeks, which is absolutely insane. But with that being said, I think it's a good spot for Jalen Hurts to pick up his first win. I think he's going to do it and kind of give these Eagles fans a little Christmas gift, I guess, if you will. Move to 5-9-1. Obviously, they're out of the playoffs, but I'll take the Eagles to get their 5th win. I'll go 31-27.
Yeah, Chaz. Yeah, I mean, I love the over in this game for a lot of what you said. Neither defense is very good. Jalen Hurts is going to put up some points because he can do that, and the Cowboys have looked pretty good. I think a lot of this game depends on what happens in the Washington football team game. Because, if Washington loses, Eagles, I mean, either team, I'm pretty sure could just hop up in there. I mean, that's just, that is just something. But I'm going to take the Birds to get the dub. I trust them more. I think they've played pretty good football recently, and the Cowboys just won, but I'm not buying it. There's been talks about like trading Zeke and stuff because Tony Pollard had a good game. I mean, fans are crazy, but the Cowboys are in trouble with cap. So either way, a lot of cap situation with both these teams. I'll take the Birds to win. Jalen Hurts gets this first dub and has a big game again. So give me 30-24 Philly.
Yeah, I'm actually maybe running with the Bulls with Philly here. I'm with you
Oh,
guys big
God.
time on this one, actually. I don't hate
Yeah.
running the balls with Philly here. Look at this game. Jalen Hurts obviously has been pretty good to start off so far. And I look at this Philly team. I don't think their defense is that bad. They're not that great. They're not a top tier defense. You know, if they're playing one of the better offenses like they did against Kyler Murray in Arizona last week, like teams are going to score against them. But against an Andy Dalton-led Dallas Cowboys defense, Philly's defense has not really been the worst at all this year. This is a type of offense they can slow down. They match up well against. And watching Jalen Hurts play recently, I think this Cowboys defense has been a dumpster fire all year. I think he has no problem putting up points. I actually see Philly winning this game with ease. I got them winning by 2 scores. I just think it's a bad matchup for Dallas right now. I think the way Philly's playing, they're matching up really well against Dallas right now. And I got the Eagles going on the road and winning this one with ease, 31-17.
I'm not mad that the Eagles. I just don't like the idea of the Eagles with the balls. This week I like the pick, but you know what I'm saying.
You're getting
Okay.
Derek Slay back to it.
Yeah, you got Slay back.
Nice.
Yeah. The way the Eagles are playing, I think it's a brutal matchup for Dallas. I love Philly this week.
Yeah.
Let's get to Sunday night. Highest over under of the week, 56.5 here as Tennessee travels to Green Bay, where the Packers are 3-point favorites at Lambeau Field. And you kind of look at this game. You got Derrick Henry, arguably probably the best running back in football. Then you got Aaron Rodgers, who's playing at MVP levels. And you also got Aaron Jones, who can run the ball. And this game just does scream points because both these teams, if both these teams had the defense, I think they both almost could be better than the Chiefs because Chiefs are able to throw the ball over you. They'll do whatever you want, use the run when they have to. But both these teams could just throw and run successfully whenever the hell they want to. It's their defense that's the biggest question marks. And honestly, I do see this game turning into somewhat of a shootout. But when it's all said and done, it's still Aaron Rodgers in prime time right now. And we know Aaron Rodgers has played a handful of good games in prime time here. I do think he keeps it up. This game is going to be really fun to watch. It's going to be close. The Titans are they keep pace. I'm officially at a point where I was with Chaz most of the season, kind of against the Titans, thinking they're phonies. And I'm not going to lie. I look at this Titans team, the way Tannehill has played since he's been the starter, the way Derrick Henry can run the ball. I look at this Titans team as a defense away from being the next best team in the AFC to Kansas City and still think they might be right now, honestly. But with that said, Lambeau Field, still too much. Aaron Rodgers in prime time. Give you the Packers winning this one late, 35-31.
It's a fun football game, Gag.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't see Aaron Rodgers losing 2 bad defenses, maybe for the rest of the year. I mean, the guy just is on another planet right now. He is back to MVP form, playing out of his mind. And in this game, I trust the Packers D at home slightly more than I trust the Titans D. The Titans D is brutal. And I mean, you guys have been hating on the Titans, but I think it's been more so their defense and their overall team, not their off. Yeah, like clearly
their offense
Tannehill
can't be stopped.
Yeah,
Bro, it is the perfect formula. Yeah, like if you can't stop Derrick Henry, they physically will put up like 30, 35 points. You just can't stop them if you can't stop the run. Ryan Tannehill, this guy's wide open.
I could be wrong, but I think they might have the most 40-point games in the past 2 seasons.
Would not be shocked if that was true.
I mean, they put up 45.
I see.
They had 45.
If it wasn't the most, they were like top 3 or 4 in the league. You know, like sense of point. It was like sense of point since Tannehill's been starter. And it was a tweet I saw. And like I said, I could be wrong. I forget how I read it. They're obviously up there, but it might have been like since Tannehill's been starter, they might have the most 40-point games in the league.
I saw a stat. Tannehill, since he took over, is first in passing touchdowns, like first completion percentage list over Mahomes in all of these categories. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's actually incredible. That being said, I like the Packers to win cover here, just because I trust their D a little more. But both QBs play well, and it's a real fun game. So I'll go 33-27 Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm on the Pack too. Gang, the Titans have scored. I just looked. 4 games this year, they went over 40. And then with like 3 or 4 like in the mid 30s. So,
yeah.
But yeah, AT, going off what you just said about Tannehill, people got to start giving this dude some credit because he should be in the Pro Bowl over Deshaun Watson, and because his numbers since he's took over are identical to Patrick Mahomes. This year he's 35 total touchdowns with 5 picks and 3,500 yards. Like the dude is balling out. You just don't hear about it because it's Derrick Henry's show every week. But yeah, my knock, and I think a lot of and Gank's knocking is on this defense, and I think that's what's going to hold them back because this offense is obviously very, very good. I just think this is a bad matchup because the Packers are that boy Gank. I think the Packers are one of those offenses that are going to score at will, and it doesn't help the Titans that the Packers are coming off a game that Aaron Rodgers is not happy with. Like they won, they didn't play well. Aaron Rodgers is pissed off, and I think they come in a huge game here. I think they come out and put up points. So, Gank, I got a 35-30 Packers, and I know you like that.
Oh, I love that. It's on the same score as me.
Yep.
I love both your pick.
I got 38-35.
Yeah, I was saying we both have 38-35 for the Packers and Chiefs. So I think those are numbers I would gladly take.
Sounds like a good day for you.
Sounds like a championship.
Sounds like a belt.
If that holds
Yeah,
true.
there you go.
If that holds true. The thing about the Titans defense, that's incredible. You think Mike Vrabel, you probably automatically think defense. And I felt like when he first started with Mariota, their defense was actually playing well too.
Better, yeah.
Once Tannehill came, but then it was once Tannehill came in, this offense was able to score at will. Now all of a sudden the defense becomes a question. Like this team is legitimately like, I feel like their defense shouldn't be this bad. We've seen them play good not too long ago, but their offense starts scoring and the defense can't do anything. I don't understand it.
Yeah, but they put a lot of money on the offensive side, drafted a lot of offensive guys. Like, you know, you had to pay Tannehill, Henry. So I think they kind of knew this was going to happen and hoped Tannehill would just go off like he did this year.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked, yeah.
It's incredible. All right, Monday night. Bills in New England. Patriots 7-point underdogs at home in primetime football. That's how you know it's 2020, boys. Over under 46. With that said, I really don't have much on this game other than the Bills are up there with they've obviously been better than Pittsburgh. I haven't even really talked about Pittsburgh. I'm talking about the top of the AFC, but I'm putting Buffalo up there with Tennessee and the Chiefs when it comes to the top of the AFC. With that said, they're going to win this game. I want to pick New England to cover. I really wish it was plus 7.5 because I think 7's the push. I'm not going to pick the push. I won't do that to you. So I'll just pick a team to cover. I'll pick New England to cover, but this game will just be too much. Buffalo's been too good. They're going to find a way to win. Belichick's going to do Belichick things to keep it close, but give me the Bills 26-20.
Yeah, gang, I'm going to take the Pats to cover here. Yes, they're out of playoff contention and all that, but I mean, Bill Belichick's a fantastic coach, maybe the best ever. So he's going to find a way to make this. And not to mention, I mean, they're a Cam Newton fumble away from going in Buffalo and winning, 4 or 5 weeks ago. So divisional game at home, 7 points. It's just a little bit much for me. But, you know, it's kind of sad to see the Belichick era. Hopefully they bounce back next year, but it's kind of crazy to see them just not be a good football team. And not to mention, it's not even his fault. This is the best that team can be with that roster. It's just not good because people left, opt out. So, yeah, I mean, I'll go low scoring. Pats find a way to cover. Bills win. I'll go 23-17 Buffalo.
I'm surprised by this one, but we're running with the Pats. I think they cover. I think they cover here. I mean, Patriots at home getting 7 points, and they're playing the team that just took their AFC East title and dynasty down. I mean, last week they didn't play a good game against Miami. They played a good – well, I can't even say good first half. They put up 6 points. But I just think it's a divisional game, and I think the Pats are going to be excited to play this game. And I kind of see the Bills – I mean, they just won the division. They had – I don't know if you guys saw the videos of them coming off the plane with all the fans there and them parading them with cheers and everything. I think this is kind of a hangover game that they get a win, but it's probably not that pretty. So I think the Pats keep it close. I really wouldn't be shocked if the Pats even win this game, but I'll take the Bills 24-20.
I kind of like that though. Can you imagine if 70% saying it'd be coming down to the Monday night game for running? Could be big.
Could be big.
Well, let's see.
Could be
We
big.
got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That means we
6.
need
Oh, no.
5,
Oh, no.
I believe.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we got 8, boys.
I need you to confirm.
No, not yet. Pats, Browns, Niners, Saints, Packers, Eagles, Steelers, Chargers.
So we need 6.
So we need 6, 6 and 2. Yeah.
Oh God, I hope we have 5 going into that game so bad, so bad.
Gank, what the hell are we betting, big guy? What did
What do we? You were on the Giants, right?
Yeah, but
All right, so we disagreed
let's see.
on
Let's see.
that.
We got the
Rams
Fins game.
Rams, Seahawks, the Fins. Oh, I would gladly take Vegas plus 32.
All right, wait. So Fins.
We were both on Detroit, right? Chaz, you took Tampa, right?
Yeah,
I
both of them.
yeah, I think so.
So I got my choices: Giants or the Fins, pretty much, right? Or the Rams. We could do Rams, Seahawks.
Rams, Seahawks. Is there another one? We were all on the Steelers.
I don't think so, man.
We were all on the Chargers. I'll just scroll through again real quick.
Yeah.
We were both on the Browns. Both on the. You're on the Texans too, right?
Yep.
We were on the Jags covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are the 3 then. I think we were both on the Falcons too against the Chiefs.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I think
do you
that's
have
the
Bulls.
I
like the Raiders plus 3. I want you to take your Dolphins.
Do I live and die with the Fins?
To be honest,
I don't-
whatever one you pick, I'm fine with. Love
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Raiders plus 3. But
I don't really want to bet Rams Seahawks because that game is a huge toss up.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah. I feel like the Fins game more fun to. Nah. All right, give me the Fins. That's fine.
Let's go.
That's fine.
Let's go, Vegas.
That's fine.
All right. Let's sign into the locks. I want to read the updated records here, but Adam, yours.
You might know.
You have to go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Chaz, you're starting us off with 24 and 21. Adam, you're going to be second, 19 and 26.
Oh,
But before I close
Jesus.
it out at 24, 19 and 2, Adam, sorry, this has come to me and Chaz battle for best record of the year.
Clearly.
But Chaz, did you start this week too?
I do. Gotta say, pulled the 3-0 last week. Gotta throw that in. Now we're in the 1 hole. I feel like whoever has a good week in the 2 hole, whenever they're picking 1, just doesn't have a good week. So
Yeah.
need to change that here.
2-0 and 1 because the Texans fumble on the 1 yard line.
Oh man.
They fucked me 2 weeks ago with the same things.
5 yard. How about that?
Let's go. First, I'm going to take the Steelers plus 1.5.
I knew that was coming back.
Yeah, we knew it was coming.
Second, we talk about that game. Yep.
Second, I know you guys disagreed with me, but I have been good at picking with and against my Falcons. I'm taking the Chiefs minus 10.5.
Wow.
I love them this week. Love them.
Damn, bro. You must.
I
really
mean,
get-
I was never locking Atlanta plus 10.5 anyway, so I'm not gonna be mad about it. Like I said,
Yeah,
I have it.
playing for the 1.
Yeah, I
It's
have it
weird
a 10.
to see
I have it
that.
a 10-point game, so it's still.
And then lastly, I'm going to take the Saints minus 7 and hope Gonzo doesn't lose 2 in a row.
Jazzy. I was taking it if you didn't, big guy.
Ride with Gonzo, baby.
I was taking
I
that.
was
if you
ta-
didn't.
so New Orleans was never getting to me because I was taking that.
I mean,
All right.
Gonzo's lost in 2 years or 3 years back to back. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Love
get it.
that. Love that. All right. First off, give me the LA Chargers minus 3 against the Broncos, huh?
love that.
We're going to take that. We are also going to take Cleveland minus 9.5 against the Jets. Big game for the Browns. And then I will take the over of 49.5 in Eagles Cowboys.
Oh, wow. Well, this is fun. It sounds like we're going to have a couple games that all mean one. I'm going to start with Philly -2.5 against Dallas. I said it when we were talking about the game. I think the way both these teams are playing right now, Philly just matches up very well against them. I think they're going to take care of business pretty easily. And I'm going to end up picking it, so I might as well stick with it. I got the over 53.5 in Atlanta and Kansas City. I think Kansas City, as we talked about, looking at clinch that 1 seed, I think they come out firing and scoring. I think Atlanta even keeps up pace somewhat, so I do think that over hits with ease. And West, I don't think I'm going to pick against the Bears. I'm actually going to take Jacksonville +7.5. I think somehow, some way, +7.5. I think that hooks Kate back to where the Jags at worst find a way to cover, even if it comes down to backdoor, but might not come to that.
The Bears always get you when you least expect it.
Yep.
Gank, what was that over in Atlanta?
53.5.
I got to bounce back, boys. Let's get it going.
Yeah, we
No, we went 6-2-1 last week, and you went 1-2.
Only losses. That was the only loss. And you know what? The one cover of the under had, like Chad said, no business covering.
Yeah,
The Rams Jets, ridiculous cover.
but you got it.
Got it.
But in fairness, the Eagles would have kicked a
Yeah.
field goal, but their place kicker was hurt, so they went for it. Instead.
Yeah.
So
it evened out.
it kind of evened out there.
67, 66, and 2. It's an impressive.
Incredible.
All right, boys.
All right.
For now,
next
last week before we start the playoff pods.
Hell yeah.